Hello and welcome to Laytechs Weekly, episode 16 June 2021. Laytechs Weekly is brought to you by Laytechs, your protection from tech ignorance. My name is Sean. This week's news of the week. Netflix working on series about Spotify. Netflix is said to be working on a mini-series of one of the music industry's biggest startup success stories, Spotify. This would include, quote, fictionalized accounts of Spotify's co-founders, including the chief Daniel Ek. I suppose fictionalized accounts means there will be an actor playing Elk and other prominent characters in the show as well, instead of them appearing themselves. The 6-part limited series will be based on a non-fiction book, Spotify Untold, by authors. Okay, I will be murdering this name. I'm so sorry because I don't know how to pronounce it very well. Jonas Leonhufvud, I think. So sorry, and Sven Carlson. Steve Jobs of Apple played a crucial role in the book and Spotify's story during the times when he tried to prevent Spotify from launching in the US and competing with iTunes. Netflix declined to confirm that Jobs' character will appear in the series, but no doubt they will want to tell that story because it is probably one of the most epic stories of Spotify's clash with Apple. The show will arrive on Netflix in 2022. I'm looking forward to it. But you know what I'm looking forward to more? Netflix doing a docuseries about Netflix. Yes, Netflix, if you're hearing this, we want to hear your story too. Microsoft announces end of Windows 10 support. As we await news of Windows 11, it's only natural to expect Microsoft to also want to retire Windows 10. It is now official and the date is October 14th, 2025. This will mark just over 10 years of Windows 10 service to the world. Windows 10 was the first version that broke away from the tradition of introducing a new version of the OS every few years. Instead, the 10 is more of a service, updating it twice a year with new features. It is highly likely Windows 11 will follow the similar pattern because it kind of stretches it out a little bit more instead of you have service packs and you keep selling the service packs. Instead of just giving it from a more all-encompassing. There has been talks of Windows supposedly planning to make Windows free because the Windows of last time is very different from Windows of today. Because long time ago, they're a software maker, right? They sell all variations of Windows and they make a profit through all these variations of Windows. But in the past, maybe half a decade or so, Windows has been doing very well with hardware, with their Surface lineup devices, and they are also doing very well with their SaaS businesses as well, the software as a service business as well, with Office 365 and Team subscription revenues. So Windows by itself does not need to be a money-making platform and like means of as itself to make all the money, whereas it should actually be like a cog in a greater wheel, right? You use Windows for users to enter into your ecosystem in which you charge multiple levels in services and in hardware devices and things like that in order to make it more holistic, kind of like what Apple is doing. Yeah, like it is a good plan. And so seeing that as a possibility, there is a chance that Windows 11 can either be cheaper or probably even free. I hope it's free. Well, technically Windows 10 is free for screens smaller than 10 inches, but not a lot of people are making screens smaller than 10 inches because Windows 10 is a very full-fledged desktop device that works well with a mouse instead of the iPad OS type. So in any case, we are hoping for Windows 11 to be giving this sweeping visual rejuvenation very soon, and you'll be hearing from me when it happens. That's it. Every legacy OS like Windows 10 needs to end so new ones can take its place. So if you are being sad that Windows 10 is no longer supported, well, Windows 10 will be here for 10 years. So you will have essentially used Windows 10 for 10 years, and it only makes sense for you to pay for an upgrade, right? Google Workspaces will soon be available to all. Finally, every tech service company has been rolling out their Slack and Zoom competitor over the past year due to the entire world being locked up at homes. And they're coming up with free tiers, right? Slack itself has improved and included a host of enterprise tools. Microsoft Teams has quickly become the default enterprise communications tool thanks to its integration with Office and other third-party apps. That said, I don't think Microsoft Teams is a very nice app. We use it in our organization. It's very buggy. A lot of things don't work. And yeah, it's a love and hate for me with Microsoft Teams. Discord is also transforming into more than it thought it could be. It could have been with video calling capabilities. And yeah, Discord is building communities and it's brilliant to see how they're doing it. Zoom, however, it's still stuck as a one-trick pony, a video conferencing tool. Well, it's doing well, but it doesn't seem to have any growth potential because it's not becoming more than what it initially set out to be. All these while, Google kept its Workspace a paid-only platform. I don't understand why they did it. That has prevented smaller companies and also consumers, just regular folks, from picking up on the service, even as a trial version, because there are so many other free stuff, right? Free forever kind of stuff. If I were to pick up a trial one, I know this trial is going to end, so I will not commit my organization or my chat or anything onto this. So why even start? Don't bother starting. So just 2 days ago, The Verge reported that Google Workspaces will be available to everyone with a Gmail account for free. Yeah. Well, at least the stripped down version. Well, fine. I don't mind. Stripped down version is still a good version, right? It will include Google Chats, which is very similar to Slack in every way. They have channels, which they call rooms, which I think they're going to convert the name into spaces. But yeah, it's rooms right now. It will be integrated with Google Meet video calling. So you got video call, you got channel chatting. It will also have this very cool smart canvas tool that they revealed in last month's I/O, where users can bring sheets, slides, and chats into a single doc. So document has always been a very scattered thing. You have the main things, right? Slides, sheets, and docs. And these three do not talk to each other. And what Google is planning to do now, which Microsoft is also doing, is to bring all these three together, integrated under one roof. So you can bring all these different layers and everything into one, and you make the presentation easy. You make collaboration easy. You also bring chat in there. So on the right side, you have your worksheet. On the left side, you have a chat. So everybody can work together and everybody can collaborate together. So that is actually a very good plan. And I'm looking forward to being able to try this out. Workspace premium tiers will also see some price adjustments, which includes an individual tier for those who don't need a corporate email account. This is good because if me as a person and not part of a company, not a business, want to use Google Workspaces with additional features here and there for myself, it's good to be able to have something that I think it starts at $9.99 US. It's not official yet. We don't see it everywhere yet. So this will be rolled out in, I guess, the next few weeks, if not months. I'm looking forward to it because personally, I am quite frustrated with how Teams is going. And if my company and all my employees allow me, I would change to Google Workspace. But that's not set yet. So if you work for Virtual Palace Marketing and you hear this and you're getting frustrated with us moving from Slack to Discord to Teams, then to Google Workspaces, have patience. I'm just saying this. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. In any case, back to the story. Google, for the first time, is late to the game that they started. They started this cloud-based software system communication thing. They started this ability to create and edit documents and collaborate with everyone. And it is actually very sad to see that they are late to a game that they helped start many years ago. I think it could be early signs that Google's chief Sundar Pichai is losing his footing as the CEO. So I don't know, because Google is not innovative. They are creating a bunch of new services and projects and killing them even before they gain traction. They can never get chats working. uh, I mean, Google and chats, it's the two things that cannot fit into one single universe for some reason. And because of that, they have lagged so far compared to everyone else. Even Apple iMessages, which is not a very brilliant app, it's doing even better than Google's various version of chats. So that's got to count for something, right? Anyway, we will see if Sundar Pichai stays as CEO. He needs to buck up if he does stay. EA hit by hack. Hackers has made away with the source codes of FIFA 21, the Frostbite engine, which is behind FIFA and Battlefield, and other game development tools as well. These codes are reportedly being sold on hacking forums, but sellers will only consider offers from big name members of the hacking community. So they don't sell to just about anyone. Many source codes like Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, and a host of Nintendo games, including unreleased Zelda game, which I think as of now is called Breath of the Wild 2, has also been hacked and sold online recently as well. While other game developers don't typically buy source codes to create games, hackers can create cheats and cracks with them. They could also help reveal secret projects and game ideas. Of course, the worst part about hacks is the fact that data breaches are bad PR for a company. So I think it hurts their ego a lot more than any use case that they're having with these. I mean, if I were to give my source code for FIFA 21 away and let someone else build a copy of FIFA 21, there are so many more IP issues that this copycat company would need to obtain in order to compete in line with FIFA 21, because the devil is not in the source code. The devil is in all the IPs and the brandings and everything. So that makes it very different. Like PES is not the same as FIFA. It will never be the same as FIFA. In any case, moving on, Huawei plans driverless car technology. In an attempt to move away from its reliance on mobile devices, Huawei has said they will invest into other technologies like software and AI. Reuters has recently reported that the company is now planning to build driverless car technologies that will see materialization circa 2025. With $1 billion investment, it is working with 3 automakers to produce self-driving cars with the Huawei name attached. So it's kind of like brand A by Huawei, with Huawei, or something like that. They are slightly slower to the game compared to other Chinese firms like Baidu and Geely, who are planning to launch autonomous driving cars by 2024. While the market is still predominantly wide for such technology outside of China, because it is still fairly new and still anybody's game, and it's a very, very big market. So, and a very big and very fragmented market. So it makes sense to enter this market, and even though you're not the first, you're still very competitive. You can still grab a big chunk of the pie, because the pie is huge. But the problem is the country's insecure political position with other countries makes exporting such a competency uncertain. Because when you are in a technology of autonomous driving, right, part of what you do is mapping a foreign country's roads. And China did something with Tesla, which can bite all Chinese companies back in the future, because they banned Tesla cars in China because they claim that Tesla is using their cars to spy on the Chinese grounds through sensors and cameras and stuff like that. So then other companies who are predominantly possibly allies with China, with the US or the Western countries, can use the same excuse to not allow China, Huawei's technology to go into their countries. So this is where it becomes very tricky, because in a perfect world where capitalism is fair, the market is fair and everybody has free flow of everything around, it makes sense for Huawei to go into this knowing the entire world will have a need for it. But now that governments and politics come into play, it will be harder for companies like Baidu, Geely, and Huawei to actually sell their technology out of their country, especially to countries who are heavily allied with the US. So we will have to see if this materializes. Anyway, it is just one of the many businesses that Huawei is working on. So even if it doesn't hit 100%, still fair, right? Still good. All right, folks. Laytechs Weekly is available on Anchor FM, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and I post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. If you like Laytechs Weekly, it would really help if you could rate and review it on the podcast video of your choice, and also YouTube, so more can discover it and probably even like it as well. Laytechs Weekly is looking for a regular co-host to bring more depth to the show. Apart from me just talking by myself, it would be nice for me to actually chat with someone. If you're interested, simply drop me an email at ShawnBQT, that is ShawnBQT @hotmail.com. Right, that's all for Laytechs Weekly, episode 16 June 2021. My name is Sean. See you next week. Stay safe. Au revoir.